Hello everyone, I'm back again with another flip through. This time it is the Hemlock and Oak 2024 weekly. This was my first adventure into memory keeping in this way. Before this, I was just doing like longhand, like long journaling, and I was starting to stick stickers in and put washi tape down. Maybe I'll show you a bit of that another time. But today I wanted to go through the Hemlock and Oak weekly because I love this journal, and I actually haven't gone through it in a little while. So I'm really looking forward to flipping through it again. This one is a lot thinner than the daily, of course. And I actually took some pages out of this because it was getting quite chunky. It actually doesn't look chunky to me now after doing the daily, but back then I was like, this is really chunky. So I wanted to take some pages out to reduce, because I wasn't using the first part. So from January to March, I didn't actually use it. I ordered it a little bit later and got started in, looks like April 15th was the first week that I documented. So let's go through. I'll zoom you in a bit. Okay, that's I think as far as I can zoom you in, but let's have a look. So I loved this layout. I just tried to stick to the columns for the days, but some things did spill over, and I tried to make the pictures a little bit bigger on some days, so it did come through. I actually like the way that looks when it sort of spills over into the other columns. So as you can see, I was just writing what happened that day, even some of the little things that we did, all really just memory keeping. Anything that was happening during that week. Parent-teacher meetings. Patrick got me flowers. Made a cake. Went for our walk in our neighbouring park. I went on, this was the week that I actually documented Week in the Life, and I will do a flip through of that Week in the Life as well at some point. But I went away to meet a friend in Montreux, which is the southern part of Switzerland. And then I came back to gastro in the house. I remember that. That was fun. Then on the day, so the way that this journal is structured is that at the end of the month, it has like 4 pages of blank space, and then it has a monthly view. So for these blank spaces, or maybe it was like questions or something. I can't really remember. But I would just print out some of my other photos that I took that wouldn't fit on the daily pages, and I put it on these. Now at this stage, I was using like an inkjet printer, and this ended up costing a lot of money. I do not recommend an inkjet printer if you're printing all of these photos. I can suggest the Eco Tanks because the ink lasts so much longer. And then this was the monthly page. So I just did a little doodle or stamp on each of these to sum up one thing that I did every day. So at this stage, I was actually studying. I was doing a diploma in positive psychology. And then I also used this stamp set from Everyday Explorers. It was a mini stamp set. So this was the mini stamp set that I used. I got it, I think, free with an order, or it was included in something. I actually don't think I bought this as such, but I did use it a lot. So this one I used throughout the year in putting a month rating and this month's highlights and challenges. So that is from Everyday Explorer. I really like the way that this came together, these pages, and the way that I could like decorate them with a little bit more washi, and I outlined some of the boxes to just give it a bit of visual interest. When I turn to these pages, I really love to see it's like a visual feast for the eyes. And this stamp set I think was from Studio Calico, that I stamped out the month on each page. This one I did a little flip for our anniversary, and I put in a then when we got married and a now picture with our second child. And I loved finding, it was like putting together these pages was like a bit of a puzzle of how am I going to fit everything that I want to say on the page, and what is some new ways that I can use like ephemera or stickers or washi to make it interesting. I just wanted to put as much on the page as possible. I guess sometimes with memory keeping, I'm a bit of a maximalist. I actually gave one of the cards from Ali Edwards to my daughter, and she did a little drawing on it, and so I stuck that in as well. There are times when something big happened, like my daughter's birthday, and I used more space, as it usually took up the whole weekend. The main events were over the course of a few days. So I just basically did the whole 4 days here of just her birthday. weekend we went for a long weekend away, so I used the whole time to just do one big entry instead of doing a daily list. A lot of these stamp set, I think this stamp set here was Heba Alsabai, and I would use coloring pencil to color it in like a gradient, and I really actually liked how this looked. It's very striking to me, and if I tried to use it throughout the whole spread so it had some sort of cohesiveness, and also tried to make the colors the same. These were ones that I printed out from digital kits. Occasionally I would make my own, like this one, it says Playground Hangs. I made my own to sort of match when I didn't have something. Same with this one, is one that I've made. This paper, I don't know whether you can tell, is a glossy one. I ended up changing back to a matte, but I do like how photo-like these look. There are so many beautiful places in Switzerland, and flipping through this is making me miss Switzerland so much. My husband went to a team building event at a restaurant where they turn off all the lights and you're in darkness, and actually blind people are employed to serve you, and you experience the meal without your eyesight. And at the end he was given his name in Braille, so I copied it here, and I really like that. This is another trip that we went on, and we went to Lake Como in Italy, and this was the transportation ticket. I really like this ticket, so I stuck that in too. This was the Ali Edwards Day in the Life. I did a mini tribute to that, so I added that in there. It was the 18th of September, and I tried to take photos all throughout the day, and I added the time on it. And I also just wrote like a little something about it. What happened, you know, Leander has nut butter toast, Rosie has chocolate milk and plain toast for breakfast. Journaling between doing Rosie's hair and looking for the laundry card. So it really does give you a glimpse into like what our day was like. This was the other half of our trip, and so it continued after a few pages break. Put in a little book review that I did because it was just I don't read that many books a year, so I had this card and I thought I would put that in there as well. Adds a bit of variety. Obviously didn't get finished here. I did get to write there my son's first steps, but just didn't get round to finishing that, I suppose. So this is one of those times when things were just unfolding without me being able to track it down, or maybe it was just I was bogged down in the day-to-day. As you can see here, the day went by in a blur of parenting, hanging with Leander in the morning, grocery shopping, cooking meals with the family, and video chatting with Mum. Some days are like that. And yeah, I just stuck that in. Instead of worrying about trying to backfill when, you know, there wasn't anything major that happened anyway. I love this because they did at the zoo in Basel, if the temperature is below 10 degrees, they allow the penguins to go out for a walk in the zoo. And so everybody goes and watches. You can stand on the sidelines and the penguins just walk through. It is the cutest thing and a real highlight. And I'm so glad I got the chance to see it before I left, as something like that would never happen in Australia. December never got filled in. I think I was busy doing December daily at this point, so that is probably why. And we went to Disneyland. That was another reason why. So that is the end of the weekly, where I know that I didn't finish right at the end here. I think I was already filling out my new books by this stage because it would have started on the Monday in the next book. So that's probably why. And I think I was actually planning on continuing the weekly, but then decided earlier on not to and to move to the daily. So yeah, I really love this book, and it honestly makes me so sentimental to see even my kids and how much they've grown in such a short period of time. And I think it gives you a sense of gratitude of your life that you didn't necessarily acknowledge when you were living it. It's that age-old, conundrum of not really realizing how good you've got it until it's gone. So I'm really grateful for all of these days, and I'm very nostalgic over these times and the holidays that we got to go on, and I feel very lucky to have lived this life. And who knows, maybe one day again we will return to Switzerland and live this life all over again, but just not with little kids. So yeah, tell me what you think of the weekly format and whether you've done anything like this. And yeah, thank you for subscribing and following along, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.